Hello everybody, Jessica here. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a little update on this and then a craft with me for the other. Remember, I'm doing at the moment two versions of a classification file folder. One is a book-sized one that's been cut down, and this one here is an altered book version of the same type of journal. And I've recreated the internal pages. So I've added a closure. This is just a nice long sari silk, and it's got one eyelet in the back. I have put everything in and glued it in, so it's a hidden spine. And let's see, what else have I done? I have a hinged envelope here and a little pocket here with just a simple, this is just a simple tag that slides into this kind of tuck spot pocket right there. These are my faux metal index tabbed folders. So I did a video where I made a bunch of these and I made them super like grungy and fancy. And when I got them in, I was like, okay, that doesn't go with the journal. So I just made some really simple ones, but using the same basic shaping technique that's in that video, and I'll link that video right there. But I'm really happy with how these came out. So I don't have anything in these yet, but the folders are there and they're gusseted. And let's see, what else have I done? I have a little bit of an envelope flippy here, and that has some little bits of ephemera, so those both flip out that way. This is a real airmail, vintage airmail envelope with some glassine envelopes. And I have an avocado dyed envelope and another glassine envelope and another little envelope there. And then there's an envelope here. So it's a flippy flappy envelope, kind of ephemera holder. And then I've just secured it to the file folder, and then this simple baker's twine tie closes it all up. And I have three very small signatures. It's 7, 7, and 8 pages. So together they make a nice sizable journal. These have no decorations on them. I don't think I will decorate these. I think that I like the idea of loading all these pockets and things up with stuff that you can use in the journal yourself. And in here, it's just a variety of tea and coffee dyed cardstock and paper and tracing paper and straw paper and some ledger paper and graph paper. It's just different kinds of papers. Nothing monumentous or fancy, but just some bases that you can use to decorate yourself. Here I have two pockets. In this pocket, I have some large size die cut slides for like specimens. And in this one, I have little teeny tiny ones that I have inked with Distress inks and sprays. And those just slide right in there like that. Like that. I'll fix that later. And then here I have a slot pocket. These slot pockets are backed with tracing paper pockets behind. So like this can't fall all the way down. And I have some little die cut tags and then a little glassine pouch with some cute little things in there. And then here I have a pocket in the back with a specimen book altered book page fold out. So the idea is that you collect your specimens and you put them in the slides, and then you adhere them to this double-sided tag folding journal thing. So that goes in the back. That stays closed. You could also use this as like a little field collecting flower portable press book. And that just slides back right in there in that pocket. And that is this. I'd say it's mostly complete, but I think there are still some little things here and there that I'd like to do to it. So we'll save that for another day. And then what I want to do today is I want to make an equivalent kind of envelope flippy floppy for the cut down journal. So for this one, I have no idea what I'm doing on the cover yet. Oops, that's the back cover. And in this one, what I have so far is I have this envelope, and then I have put a pocket here. And in this pocket, I have a very plain portable journal that slides nicely into that pocket. Actually, it can go all the way in, but it doesn't need to. You can leave it pulled out a smidge. And then I have this cool envelope that unwinds like that, and it's a gusseted envelope. I don't have anything in there yet. And then to close it up, you can just go around these like so, and then wrap it around that one, so it keeps this envelope closed and it keeps it from flopping around. These metal tabbed gusseted folders, these are index card dividers, and they're what inspired those tabs from the other book. And I've just created these as gusseted folders. And that is all I have in here so far. So I need to do like some flippy outy envelope things, and maybe some slot pockets and other pockets in here. And then I think I'll put the journal, a permanent journal sewn into here. So that brings us to today. So what I have here is a Jibineri inspired reconstructed folder, and I will link that video right there where Jibid goes through her process, and it's an amazing process, and I'm not going to try to emulate that tutorial. This is just a craft with me where I'm going to try and make something similar for this journal. So all I have done so far is I have inked up and kind of taken apart and started to reconstruct a 6x9 manila envelope, and then I have also inked a vintage airmail envelope and just stuck it on the end. So the idea is that this can glue onto a page this way, or maybe like this with a flap, and we will open it up and there will be some flippy floppy pocket kinds of things. But the idea is also that I want to make this look aged. And to do so, I've grabbed out some papers, and I have some different kinds of tapes, and I have some rusted treasury tags, and just like little bits. So I just want to go through and make this look used and repaired and reused. And I have, for inks, I have some tea dye. And I also have some trusty vintage photo. And I just want to make this look like it has been used and repaired over time to keep things in. And one of the things that Jibby did that I loved was have things sticking up. So I have torn open this edge to make them into pockets. Let me grab a thumb punch here, so I want these to be top loading pockets like so. There we go. So how are you all? Now that it's officially summer, I hope all your summers are going well. We have been off of school now since, well, this is our first week of vacation. So I just want to put this down. This is the top part of a, it's either mixed media, I think it's mixed media paper. It's really pretty sturdy. I'll stick that there. And maybe I'll stick another one on the side as well. I want these actually to be torn. I can't remember why they're not. I think maybe I took the book apart. Ink that up a smidge and glue this down. And I have some, let's see, I have, yeah, I want that to be covered with something. I have some ledger papers and maps and things over here, some book pages. Maybe some map would be nice. Well, you know what I have? We went to IKEA to get some some shelving for my daughter's room to reorganize it. And I grabbed measuring tape. I wonder if that would look good going across here. I'm gonna tear off the IKEA name, and I think I'll glue that right on there, and that will allow things to slide in and out pretty easily. Let's see, I have a piece of plastic. Here we go. Yeah, so we've been off for about a week. It's interesting when I find, but for me, when school first ends, that first week, it's just like recovery, like decompression. It was a year. So, starting to come out of it. We're going to go up in a little while, see my mother-in-law. Both kids are home, which is lovely. My son got back he went and biked through Europe with his friend, his adventure buddy. So he's home now, and he's starting work at a local summer camp teaching sailing. And my daughter graduated from college back in May and started an EMT course. So she is splitting her time between the EMT course and her barn, where she's a working student. And let's see, did I say later on today, we're gonna go up and visit my mother-in-law. Haven't seen her in a while. Things got so busy towards the end of school there. Normally, she lives about an hour away, and normally we talk to her on the phone just about every night, but we also try and get up there to visit. And we haven't in the past month or so, just because the end of school was so busy. We saw her, you know what, we did see her right after my daughter's graduation, come to think of it. Okay. So this has kind of like a plasticky coating. I'm not sure if I like how streaky that came out, but I think I can it'll be fine. Okay, so now you'll see those lines behind those thumb holes. So this will fold like this. This will fold like this. Okay, so I want to cover these panels, and I really like how rolled this is. But I think I want to make let's just cover it. I also have this envelope here. I think this envelope could fit in here. And this is like a coffee dyed envelope. Ooh, I think that would fit perfectly, and it would still close up. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to lay that one down. I think I can cut it down a smidge because it's kind of jaggedy, and it doesn't need to be that big. I'll save that. Okay, where's my plastic? I keep moving it out of the way. Okay. So what else is going on? I know we've just had a heat wave this week. And we live right by the ocean, so it hasn't been as bad for us as it's been for other folks in Massachusetts. In the middle of the state, oops, is that right? Yeah, in the middle of the state in like Worcester. Worcester is a city in the middle of the state of Massachusetts, and they actually were scheduled to go to school all this week, even though a lot of us got out on, our last day was last Friday. And that's just a mess, but they also get more snow in the wintertime. So I'm just going to close this down. So they actually had to cancel school early, which is good for them because it was so hot. They couldn't, it was like up in the upper 90s. So they couldn't have all the kids going into all those unair-conditioned schools. And the end of June with the weather being so hot. So they got out. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And I want to cover some of these with panels. I have this cool thing here. It's a library date. Do I want that there, or do I want it somewhere where it can be right side up? So that'll go like that. That'll go like that. It's not quite the right width. Suppose I could just trim the edges down a smidge, and then it'll be the right width. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do after these projects. And I think what I'm going to do is just a full-size classification file folder journal. I think I can go up a smidge and cover that. There's my tea dye. And I really like this tea dye color. I'm sorry, full-size classification file folder journal, but I think I'm going to do steampunk. I haven't done anything steampunk in a really long time. So I'm starting to look on the Graphics Fairy for images. Whoops. Inspiring images. So I think that's going to be fun. You know, gears and steampunk people and the little hands and the wonky glasses. So I think that'll be fun. That'll be what I do next after this. And I know there are a lot of challenges going on. Are any of you guys doing any of the challenges? Like Carrie Griffiths has a postcard challenge. And then there's Junk Journal July. But those are daily challenges. And I think that I don't think I'm going to do them. Not because I don't want to. I think they're fabulous. But I don't think I can do a daily challenge. Because what happens is, you know, I start off all gung-ho. And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I missed today. Forget it. I'm done. Can't do it anymore. Everybody else is ahead. And I get discouraged. So I think I'm going to maybe bow out of those challenges. And just work on my stuff, you know? Work on my projects. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. It's just a lot. See, what else do I have over here? Well, I've got a whole bunch of strips. What do I have in all these strips over here? Because this might be perfect size for here. Yep, I think I'm going to do just a little piece of this strip here. And then we'll ink those edges. So I'm just going for kind of an office-y, grungy, naturey look here. So I'll put that there. And I'll put some more of this here. And I will, trouble with using that plastic as an inking tool as I keep losing it. So what else is going on? Well, that's about it. We've got 4th of July coming up. And let's see, we'll be doing walking in the parade. Our town has a local parade. And we'll be walking in that. And then friends of ours, so the parade's on the 4th, but our fireworks are on the 6th. So we're gonna go to some friend's house. They're having a big cookout for the 6th. I'm looking forward to it. And then we'll go out. Whoops, I was upside down. Our fireworks are in the harbor. So they're out over the water, which is really lovely. And let's see, I want to plan where to put a treasury tag. So I have these treasury tags. I think I'll put a treasury tag. I think I'll put one on this side, like right there. So you got to plan out the treasury tags and ahead of time because you need holes. So I want a hole right there. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. I was reaching past you. And, oops. A hole right there. Do I want 2 holes? So these treasury tags you can just order from Amazon. I'm pretty sure I just ordered them from Amazon. And then a while back I rusted a whole bunch of metal objects. So I rusted these along with them myself. You can also get them from Rust Paper Scissors on Etsy. She's lovely and she does sell treasury tags. So let's see, maybe right in between due date there. Put another one like so. And then I will take this down. Have some masking tape. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit so that it is a little taut on this side, because you want them, if you're going to actually have them hold anything, you want that elastic to work. Okay, so then, oh, well, that was dumb, wasn't it? That's all right, so be it. It's wonky. That's all right, I forgot about that. We'll keep it there. You know what, we will make it an element. I've got some of this red packing tape. I will add a strip of this packing tape and it will become an element. I don't know if you can hear my huskies in the background there. They're talking to my husband because he's going to take them for a walk, and they get very excited and we start to chat with him and tell him how he's not moving quickly enough for their liking. Yeah, that's good. And then I'll just ink up that and make it look like it's been there forever. Maybe roll the edges a little. There we go. So now that's an element. When in doubt, make it work for you. Okay, so that goes like that. We can put some things on there later. Oh, I have a naturally occurring hole right there. I could make a hole there as well. It's reinforced already. I don't think that I'm going to try and pull out my crocodile without banging you. Did you hear that? So silly. It's Kenai voicing his opinion. Huskies talk a lot. Okay. So I've made a hole there. I think I'm going to put a hole reinforcer on this side. This is very fun, and it allows you to be really quite random in your choices of what you do. So I have a whole bunch of hole reinforcers that I have cut. Okay, so this is red. Maybe I'll use a red one here. I think a red one would look fun. Yep, I like that. Where is my art glitter glue? Oh, I should ink this. Grunge it a little. And I think, I wonder if I might actually make this removable. Instead of gluing it down, maybe I will have it slip into a belly band. Whoops. Because that would explain why it's a little extra grungy. Okay, so we have that, and you can still slide things in and out of here, but I might have like a little something there. What I'm going to put in there yet, I do not know. Okay, so this I can stamp. I don't think I'm going to add anything in particular to that. So that brings us to so maybe I will. So if this goes like this goes like this. And if I'm going to put this into a billy band, I probably want something coming off the edge here that is going to act as an anchor for a belly band. And what do I want that to be? I could put another envelope in there perhaps. What do I have? Looking in my bin here to the left of interesting bits. What's in here? Got some index cards, some book pages. Look at those really nice old book pages. Oh, that, I don't know, what is that? Here's an envelope. So, this is shut. Maybe I just glue that on like so. If I glue that on like this, and that could be, or I could do it this way. I want this to show. So I could use this as the kind of the tab that slides behind the belly band that anchors that down. I could glue it like this. I want to be able to use this, so I think I'm going to open this. I'm going to open this just here, though. At the top. And then do I cut this off? I like how stiff this is. And then this will be the pocket. Just the front bit will be the pocket. Oops. It's okay, we're doing grungy. We are. And then this whole thing slide in. Oh, but it should go like that, shouldn't it? So that slides in behind the belly band. All right, I'm going to cut this off. Use that another time. Okay, so now, let's see. This should get glued shut. And I'm just going to glue down this acetate a little because it looks like the glue for the acetate has started to come off for the window and the pocket. And then this can get glued down here as well. And then this should get glued to this like so. In this space. Like this. And then let's put some tapes on here. I like it when these tapes are kind of roll the edges a little bit so they look kind of like they're tired. They've been working really hard to hold it together and they're just a little tired. And then maybe some of this tape as well. Like that. Looks like it's trying to hold down the there we go. Some yellowed tape. There we go, like that. And they'll add more decorations as the opportunity presents. Okay, so now that will slide behind a belly band. Maybe I should add a little bit of tape. You know what else I have is I have this. This is floral tape. It's very not sticky. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be used, but it certainly can be glued down. I think it's one of those things that is, it's like bandage that self-adheres, but I like this here as well. Okay, so we have this and this and this. So that's how it's going to sit. Okay, we still need to do this inner. I've been avoiding doing this inner bit, haven't I? All right, so I want this to be two distinct things. And let's just grab, I have some interesting map here. I have some interesting map here as well. This one's of France. Ooh. hold on, let me tear this down a bit. I like seeing the scale and Mer Mediterranee. Maybe I'll just put it down here at the bottom. Just a strip there. And here. Decisions. Okay. And I will glue this down. That's going to be nice for stamping on. Ooh, the back is good too. Oh well. And I'm going to glue this down. So what else? What are you guys, how many of you guys are doing all the challenges that are popping up? How do you feel about those daily challenges? Are you able to keep up with them? Like the junk journal, I have some copies of some ledger and some papers here. I'm going to use these. The Junk Journal July. Super fun videos, super fun challenge. I love the journals that Meg shares, that she makes. You know, it's all these wonderful makers who participate, but it's, I don't know, I just can't keep up with the daily challenges because I've got other things going on. I suppose if I was dedicated myself and that was the only thing I was doing, it would be fine. But that's not really how how my schedule works. So I don't know. Are you guys doing it? Are you doing it and other projects? How do you handle that? How do you balance it all? I'm just not feeling the balancing. I'm having a hard time deciding on this one. All right, I'm gonna just do this on this side, like that. And then this will come off like that. That will work. I'm going to ink these edges with Vintage Photo, maybe. I've lost my Vintage Photo inky dinky thing. Here we go. I don't know. I guess I'm talking about it because I'm kind of still toying with the idea of doing it. I have a journal that I've done other things with, like other challenging. I like a challenge journal. Actually, I've got 2 of them. So maybe I'll pop in and out. Maybe that will make it feel more doable if I just pop in and out. And so I have, let's see, I have this journal here. And it has, you know, so there has some stuff from Junk Journal July from last year. And I love some of these things. Like, I love, love, love how this one came out. And it has the, yeah, just love how some of these came out. Tickets and, yeah, some really fun things from Junk Journal July last year. So maybe that's what I'll do, is I will just pause. And here's Junk Journal January. You can see I pop in and out of these things. Oh, look, I've forgotten about some of these things. And that's all I have. So maybe I'll continue on with Junk Journal July. and I'll dip in and out because, you know, I love all of these works. This was mandala. I mean, how fun is that? That was Junk Journal July from last year. I don't remember what the prompt was for that one. I could look it up. Some interesting origami bits. And I think that was layers. This was fold out layers and framed. My favorite bird. It's a bird that my husband and I were studying when we met. Yeah, all right. I think I just answered my question. Thank you for helping me work that out. I'll pop in and out. I won't make a whole new journal, but I will pop in and out. Maybe I'll download and print out the prompts and think about which ones I could just have a go at from here and there. And that way it won't be so overwhelming. And there we go. And it'll be fun. And, you know, like I say, it always provides some really nice inspiration. Okay, so what other bits? I have this kind of paper here. And this is not vintage paper. This is just from a Staples pad of ledger. I'm going to tear this off right there and put one of these here like so. And I'll tear the top off just a smidge so it can go like right there. And I will, where's my pencil? I have a pencil. Oh, there's another pencil. I need the center. I'm just gonna do that. There we go. That works for me. I'm going to ink it up though. Yeah, well, I think that's all the news that's fit to print around here. What's going on in your neck of the woods? Is it really hot where you are? Supposed to be breaking, the heat I think is supposed to be breaking. We're supposed to get some thunderstorms tonight. And then actually tomorrow, that's something I can tell you about. So for the past about, I don't know, 15 or so, 15 years, maybe getting close to 20 years now, we have the body of water that we live in is called Buzzards Bay. And there was it's a large, wide, shallow bay that is, forms the space in between Cape Cod and the mainland. And because it's wide and shallow and it's heavily populated, it's had a lot of water quality problems. There was even an oil spill here about 25 years ago. And there's an organization called the Buzzards Bay Coalition, whose mission it is to monitor and improve the water quality of the bay. And we can swim in the bay. It's a beautiful, people swim and sail, and it's just, we're so fortunate to have this natural treasure. How about that right there? For people to write on. And so every July there is a open water Swim the Bay fundraising event. And we've done it, I've done it since the kids were little. So I've done it like, I don't know, I haven't done it every year over the past 15, but I've done it for many of the past 15 years. In fact, a couple years ago, I got the Cutty Hunk Award because I'd swum it enough times that I could have swum to Cutty Hunk and back. It's the 10-mile award. And it's a 1.2 mile race. And so that's happening on Saturday. And this year, my husband will be swimming and my son will be swimming. And they've both been doing it for a number of years too now. So that's fun. And tragically, a few years ago, one of my son's friends in his friends group passed away. She died from suicide, actually. And so now we have a group of us who swim in her memory. And we're up to like something like 36 people on the team. And we're the top fundraising group. So it is, and she swam it too. So it's a very fitting tribute. So that is going to be on Saturday. We're watching the weather like hawks because that's tomorrow actually. So it's supposed to rain all night long. And we're hoping that it clears by the time the swim starts because there are like, I think the first year I did it, there were 2 waves. I think they're up to 5 or 6 waves of people now who start. And because it's popular amongst lots of groups, it's popular amongst the people who just really appreciate the coalition and the work they do and love Buzzards Bay. But it's also become a popular swim for people who are like competitive swimmers. And so I need something there. Yeah, that's fun. Popular among competitive swimmers, and it's kind of been discovered. So it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. There are donors. I can't find my little blue flower to close my glue. Competitive swimmers and donors, and yeah, so there are a lot of people, not all of whom are really adept at swimming, so they have to have escorts, and the Coast Guard comes out and they close down New Bedford Harbor because we're swimming across New Bedford Harbor, and it's a big deal, but you know, it's a big responsibility for them as well. And shoot, I did not want to do that. Where's my wipe? I did not mean to make that so dark. There we go. No harm done. Adding to the grunge. There we go. That's fine. So anyway, it's a really hard call to make, and the director has to make that call to make sure that they can ensure everybody's safety. All right, so I'm going to finish this off screen, and I will come back in a minute to show you what I did. Good morning, everyone. I'm back. It's the next morning. I had a lovely day with my mother-in-law yesterday, and we were supposed to do our fundraiser swim today, but we had a giant rainstorm last night, and the combined sewer overflowed, and they had to cancel it for health and safety, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll see what happens next. So anyway, I finished what I was working on. You saw these pages, and these 2 pages are what I wound up finishing up. So this is just a really straightforward, simple slot pocket page. It is backed, so it's a belly band, and I have a big old tag in there, really primarily to indicate that it's a belly band. So you can stick things in here, and there are indeed stopper pockets behind there, so you cannot, whoops, that one got glued closed. There we go. So you cannot lose things down behind. And then I finished this. Oops. So this is just, it slid through this kind of burlap fabric belly band. It's actually a double belly band. There's a slot here and a slot here. And I'm holding it on with this rusty alligator clip. And it closes nicely with this little twine, baker's twine. And I have decorated the front envelope. There is a treasury tag that goes through there, and I've just put some little strippies on. This is mainly a decoration. And I have decorated the front on this envelope, and there are some tags clipped in here, so you can put things in here. I have layers of different kinds of tapes. Here are some more treasury tags that you could use. These are connected to each other, so you can use those as a treasury tag. So you could, anything with a hole, you could send through there. This is a real library due date page from an old library book, and some strips. So then it opens this way, and this envelope is decorated. I have just poked a piece of a bird page from a field guide in there with corvids. So that goes in there. And you can see I have all kinds of layers of tape here. So it looks really kind of old and grungy, like it's been repaired over and over again and treasured. And then there's a pocket here and a pocket here. And I have sewn along here just to close and turn this into 2 pockets. This is just decorated, although you can write on most of these pages. And this is some real vintage map. And then when you, let's see, when you open it back up this way, I've just decorated that back page, except there is this is a pocket from an old envelope. And that's the part that slides through the belly band. So I have an eyelet here so that you can tie this front section up with the baker's twine. Comme ça. And then you slide this pocket through the back and then clip it all together with the rusty alligator clip, and you have a little ephemera flippy flappy holder there. So the last thing I have to do is decide, well, 2 things. I have to decide what to do here. I think I'm going to reinforce this and put an elastic here so that you can have a journal. I think I might collage this back page with just a simple pocket and maybe another simple pocket here because I'm getting bulky, and I might put a writing board in back there. And then I have to decide what to do with the front cover. So that is where I am with that. If you have stuck around, thanks so much for sticking around. Please click like, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with how I finish this project up. And then I believe my next one is going to be a steampunk full-sized classification file folder journal. So hope you have a great weekend. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.